Hello everyone, welcome to the Salesforce CPQ video series. In this video, we will be covering discount schedules. My name is Prashant Nambishan. I have over 12 years of experience in the Salesforce area. Currently, I'm the practice lead at USD Global for Salesforce.com. I hold 15 Salesforce.com certifications, including Application Architect and CPQ Specialist. My Twitter and LinkedIn details are provided here. In this video, we will cover what discount schedules are in Salesforce CPQ, going over the two main options we have, slab discount and range discount. We will go through an example of setting up a discount schedule and what are the different features and options we have available there. And finally, we will go through discount schedules in pertaining to how they work with block pricing, because there are some special considerations there. So we will go through some examples. Discount schedules allow you to apply discounts based on the quantity or term of a quote line. So if a customer purchases a larger number of units or they subscribe for a larger duration, you can build in automation where discounts are automatically applied. The typical structure of a discount schedule involves defining specific tiers. So you need to give specific tier names. Ideally, you want to keep them representative of what they stand for. So in this example, if we have a tier from 1 to 10, we would define the lower bound and the upper bound, and then show what would be the applicable discount for that particular tier. The key thing to note here is that the upper bound is exclusive. So for a tier from 1 to 10, we would go from lower bound as 1 and upper bound as 11. The lower bound being inclusive, we can keep it as it is. So in this example, we've defined 4 tiers, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and then 31 or above. In each case, we've set the upper bound to match the lower bound of the next tier. And in the last tier, we have kept it open-ended. So for any quantity or term which exceeds 31, this particular discount will be applied. So as you can see, based on what the customer purchases, we can actually build in how much discounts should be provided. Now the discount here in this example, in the screenshot, is percentage based. You can also have discount set on flat amounts. And if you are set up multi-currency in your org, you will be able to see different columns for each currency. So you can apply that amount for each of those currencies. So the way discount schedules work depend on our setting, whether it's a slab or a range. For a slab discount schedule, the discounts are applied progressively through each tier. So for a particular unit which falls in the third tier, so let's say 25, it looks at taking the first 10 units, 1 to 10, as part of the first tier and applying the 0% discount. Then takes the next 10 units from 11 to 20, applies 5%, and then takes the remaining of that last tier and then applies the 10%. So it goes slab by slab and applies them progressively through each tier. For the range setting, the way discounts calculated is a little different. It first identifies the correct tier where it falls. So for example, a unit of 25 would fall in the third tier, and then applies that particular applicable discount across all the units. So as an example, if we had 15 units, in the case of a slab discount, it would apply 0% for the first 10 units. And then for the remaining 5, it will look at the second tier, apply 5%. For the range discount, for the same 15 units, it would actually find that it is part of the second tier, which has a 5% discount, and then apply that 5% discount across all the 15 units. So now that we looked at how a discount schedule is typically structured, let us go to our org and see how they're actually set up. We'll go to the discount schedules tab. Typically, to create a new one, you would click on the new button. But for the purposes of the demo, I already have one created, and we will go through the key fields. You would start off by setting a name for your schedule. Make it as descriptive so that when you're using it in different places, you're able to understand what it is for. The next field is the type field, and this is the one we were talking about, where we set the discount schedule to work either as a range or a slab. So again, this is very important because this will determine how the discounting calculations are applied. Next is the discount unit. So like I was mentioning, you can do discounting either as a percentage or by a flat amount. Both these options are available. Sometimes you may see the value of price also here, but this is not supported. So you would ideally want to use percent or amount. The next important field is aggregation scope. So natively how discount schedules work is they work on a single quote line. Let's say I have a product A and I have a discount schedule against that particular product. I put 10 quantity of unit on that quote line. It looks if there's a particular discount applicable for that 10 units. But what if I have the same product A added across multiple quote lines on the same quote? This particular selection allows you to aggregate your quantities for the same product using the same discount schedule across a quote or even specifically across a grouping within a quote. So aggregation scope helps you allow for discounting when you have the same product occurring multiple times. Of course, remember that if you do not make a selection here, it will only look at a single quote line level. Similarly, you have two other checkbox fields which are useful. One is cross product. So cross product typically would do a quantity sum across different products. So it will look across all the quote lines on that particular quote and see what is the total quantity and apply the discount schedule. There are two things to consider here. One is it will only aggregate the quantities for those products which have the same discount schedule. And secondly, the discount schedule has to be range based. You cannot do a slab based discount schedule for this. And the reason is simple. Let's say if I have product A of quantity 10 and product B of quantity 5. Now my total quantity is 15, but I want to apply the discount schedule. So, and the discount schedule, let's say, has the first year of only 10 units. So there will be no way for it to figure out which units, whether it's of product A or whether it is of product B, to select while adding up the units for that first year. That's the problem what happens if you're choosing slab. Whereas if you choose range, that problem does not happen because it looks at the total quantity unit of 15, identifies the correct year and applies the percentage or amount discount across the board. There is also a feature where you can look at your past purchases called cross orders. So if you want to extend your discounts to also take into consideration any past purchases by the customer, this is something which you would be using. Again, this takes into consideration that you're using the native Salesforce CPQ contracting functionality where you're converting your purchases as assets or subscriptions. So this use case is typically, for example, if a customer purchases 20 units on a particular day and then goes later to purchase 5 more units on the next day, but they want to really make sure that they are availing discounts which take into consideration the total 25 units. So that's where this cross order checkbox is useful. The next checkbox here is the include bundle quantities. So this, if checked, will take into consideration bundle product options as part of the aggregation scope. Otherwise, they are ignored. Next, let's look at how the actual tiers are set up in a particular discount schedule. So I'm going to click on edit tiers here. And you'll see the setup is very similar to what you may have seen in block pricing, where you define your tier name, define the lower and upper bound, and define your discount. Now, since I chose this to be a percentage-based discount schedule, you'll see that I have a discount percentage column. Let me quickly also show you the same example where I've chosen this to be the discount unit to be an amount instead of percentage. So if I click on edit tiers here, you will see that most of the screen is similar except for the last column where I have a discount in USD instead of percentages. And as I was mentioning, if I have multi-currency enabled, I will see individual columns for each of the active currencies in that particular org. Now that we have defined a discount schedule, let us also look at where would you link the discount schedule to a particular product. So going to one of the example products in my org, if I scroll down, I will see there are a few fields which are pertaining to discount schedules. You'll see a discount schedule field, which natively is what you would apply when you want to apply a discount schedule, primarily based on the quantity purchased, the volume of units purchased. There's also just below that a term discount schedule. Now, term discount schedules, as the name suggests, are discount schedules which you would want to associate with the subscription term when you're purchasing a product. Please note that for the term discount schedules, you can only use range type of discount schedules, not slab. You also have another place called cost schedule, and this is where you would use this to have a discount schedule on your cost. So typically when you have a product which is using a pricing method of cost plus markup. So these are a few places where you can relate a discount schedule to your product. There are a couple of other places which Salesforce CPQ allows, especially when you're selling products as a bundle, both at the feature, at the option level. So in this example, let me open a feature and you will see that even at the feature level, you can apply a discount. So what this means is any of the product options which are tied to this bundle as against this feature, this particular discount schedule would apply. And you can even go even more granular when you're looking at directly at a product option and apply the discount schedule on that particular product option. And you see that field here. So obviously this brings about a scenario where a particular product may have a discount schedule set at the product level. It might be set at a product option level when that product is as an option for a particular bundle, or through a feature at a feature level. So when these scenarios arise, the one which is most specific is the one which overrides the other. So what that means is a discount schedule at a product option level overrides the discount schedule which is set more at the feature level, which would override something which is set at the product level. So this hierarchy, again, is important to understand because it helps you know where you can control the discounting, as well as it gives options where you want to have a generic discount schedule for a product, but you want something different when it is being sold as part of a bundle, either as the feature level or at a granular product option level. Now let us quickly look at a discount schedule in action. So I am on a sample product called tablet case, and on this product I have applied the specific discount schedule which I was showing you earlier. So just to quickly recap, this is the one which had 0% discount for 1 to 10 units, and there are 5% applied from 11 to 20, 10% from 21 to 30, and so on. So if I go to a quote and let me add this product. So this particular product has a list price of $20. So you'll see that the list unit price is 20 and the net price is also 20 when you have a quantity of 1. Let's see what happens when we increase this quantity. So I'm going to make this 5, and you will see that both of these values remain the same. And it remains the same all the way up to the end of that particular tier. So even if it is 10, the unit price and net price are at 20. Now, when I change this to 11, we are entering the next tier in the discount schedule. So which means we should have a 5% discount applied. So let's see how this happens. Now you'll see as soon as I enter the quantity of 11, the unit price, of course, the list unit price remains at 20, but the net price is 19 because the discount schedule applies after the list price. Let me continue adding the quantity to show you how this progresses. So all the way till 20, the unit price is at 19. If I go to 21, you'll see it has now become 18. So $2 or a 10% discount has been applied. And same thing if I go to 31, I hit calculate, it's become a 15% discount. So $3 on the $20. So $17 is the unit price. Now, since this is an open-ended tier, if I increase the quantity to a very large number, it still applies and retains the same 15% of discount. So this is how a discount schedule typically works in reality when you are applying it to a particular quote line as you increase the quantity. So when a sales rep is quoting to a customer, this is a very useful tool when they can quickly calculate and show what is the benefit a customer will get by ordering in bulk. So as I was showing this, if I scroll to that quote line to the right side, we're familiar with some of the icons here as part of the quote line editor video series. You'll see there's an additional icon here which actually shows you that this particular quote line has a discount schedule associated with it, and it shows you what are the tiers and what are the lower and upper bounds. So this is again a quick check for the sales rep. When they are quoting this particular product, they know where they can actually negotiate with the customer to purchase a larger quantity. Now, by default, these fields are locked, but there are some override functionality where you can have the sales rep go and update these. Now, there are some advanced settings in a discount schedule which allow you to do that. Next, we will quickly go back to the discount schedule we set and look at those fields. Now, going back to the discount schedule we were looking at, let us look at some of the advanced settings which we have here. So if I move this to edit mode, an important field here is called override behavior. Now, by default, when you create a discount schedule, the reps cannot update that particular schedule, the tiers or the values on the quote line editor. But this is one feature which allows them to make an update on that. There are two options here. One is all, and the second is current tier only. So as the name suggests, when you choose all, the reps will be able to update all the tiers. They can change any of the values there. But if they are, if this is selected to current tier only, then when they're trying to update the discount schedule, they can only update that particular tier in which that particular quote line falls in. And for that, they can only update the name, lower bound, and the discount percentages, but not anything for any of the other tiers. And then as they do that, what happens is Salesforce CPQ creates a copy of the particular discount schedule and then links number of these lookup fields against that. So for example, this user defined field will be marked true for a particular discount schedule which was edited by the sales rep. So this works in conjunction with the override behavior, similar to the account quote and quote line. So if I'm on a particular quote, add a quote line and then look at the associated discount schedule, make a change and save it, what happens is all these values, including the original discount schedule, the lookup to the quote line, the quote, the account, and the checkbox, whether it's user defined, get populated natively by Salesforce CPQ. So this helps keeping track of what was originally set at the discount schedule level, and then we know that the sales reps made some modifications. There is one small part of this behavior which we need to be aware of. And that sort of pertains to how Salesforce does its save operation. So natively, when you add a particular product as a quote line on a quote, you need to click save for that particular quote line to be added. But let's say a rep goes to a particular quote, adds a quote line which has a discount schedule, updates a discount schedule, and then click save. Right? What will happen is it actually creates a new discount schedule, but it does not populate this particular quote line field. The reason being is what you need to do is when you add a quote line, they need to save it first. So you go to a quote, add a quote line, save it, then update the quote line's discount schedule, and then save it again. In that case, the updated discount schedule will have the quote line field also populated. So there are some very minor nuances we need to be aware of as these particular fields are populated. But this helps keep track of any changes which you're allowing the reps to make on a discount schedule. A few other fields to note. By default, the discount schedule is based off the quantity field. You can set it to a different field by adding that particular pick list value here and changing this field value. You can associate it to a product and a price book. So these work in conjunction, or you can exclude it from price books by adding the IDs here. So there are much more granular tweakings you can do on a particular discount schedule feature, but all of these together help you bring a lot of flexibility and a lot of power to what Salesforce CPQ offers as form of automatic discounting through the discount schedule functionality. Block pricing and discount schedules go hand in hand. Now, we covered block pricing as part of our pricing methods video. So please do take a look at it if you're not familiar with that particular pricing method. But if you are familiar, you would remember that block prices have a very similar structure to discount schedules. So in this example, we have 3 tiers with a lower bound and upper bound and an associated block price associated with it. Again, in a very similar fashion, the upper bound is exclusive. So the last tier, which is from 21 to 31, is actually for 21 units to 30 units. With block pricing, you'll also know that we've got an upper bound, and in this particular example, we've reached a price of $250 for 30 units. Now, combining this with discount schedules allow you to give a feature where if you purchase anything higher than the top tier's upper bound, you can apply a discount. So as an example, you can set up a discount schedule on the same product with a lower bound which matches the upper bound of the highest tier. So essentially, where block pricing ends, discount schedule will pick up. So from 30 units or 31 units to 40 units, that means a lower bound of 31 and an upper bound of 41, we apply a discount of 5%. And then again, you can have further tiers on a discount schedule. And as you saw for a discount schedule, we can keep the highest tier open-ended. So this combination allows us to define automated pricing for products in a very unique manner, and both go very closely hand in hand. The way this works is that the block pricing is applied till the quantity is reached till the maximum covered in the highest tier for block pricing. So in this example, till 30 units, the block pricing logic is followed. After which, so from the 31st unit onwards, the additional units will have a discount applied to it based on the discount schedule. And this discount is applied on the list price. Again, similar to the options we have for any discount schedule, this can either be a range or a slab. But again, remember, this will only apply for the units which exceed the highest tier of the block price. So from the 31st unit onwards, we will have a discount schedule which can be set either as a range or as a slab. Now let us look at this calculation with a very specific example. Now in this example, we will look at where we are quoting for a quantity of 45 units for a product which has a list price of $10. And let's say that the block prices and the discount schedule is set on the product as is shown on the screen here. Let's go through the two scenarios. In the first scenario, let's say the discount schedule is a slab discount schedule. So what Salesforce CPQ will do is to calculate the price, it will first look at the first 30 units. The first 30 units fall under the block pricing, and the price there is $250. Now, after that first 30 units, we have 15 additional units. For the first 15 additional units, it will first look at the first 10 units, which pertains to the first year of the discount schedule, because the first year only accounts for 10 units, not the full 15. And that particular tier has a discount of 5%. So what it does is it says 10 units and a 5% on $10, which is a list price, does the calculation of $9.5 into 10, which is $95. After having done that, there are 5 units still remaining, which are part of the second tier of the discount schedule. Now this tier has a 10% discount. So the list price is 10 and the discount is $10, which makes the price is $9 into 5 units. So the price here being 45. And then to calculate the full price, it adds all of these up together to give $390. So this is how block pricing and discount schedule work together in a slab discount schedule. In the same example, if our setting was range, the calculation will be slightly different. For the first 30 units, it's exactly the same because we're still in the block pricing method, and we've used up all the units which are available there, which are defined in the 3 tiers, after which is when the discount schedule applies. Now here, since it's range discount, it will find that it's part of the second tier. We have 15 additional units which come under the second tier, and that is a 10%. So it applies the 10% discount on the $10, which is $9, and then multiplies it by the 15 units pending to give $135. And then it adds with the block price to give a total price of $385. So you can see that there's a small difference between the two pricing based on the setting you have put for the discount schedule. But from a Salesforce CPQ perspective, these two ways help you automate your pricing based on your volume, taking into consideration block pricing as well as the discounting schedule feature. So as part of this session, we went into discount schedules, looked at some examples, and then saw how block pricing works with discount schedules. I hope you found this session useful. Thank you so much for listening in. We would like to thank Apex Hours for giving us the opportunity to host this session.